Hi, how's it going?
I'm good. I'm just on mobile, so probably best not for me to do video. I don't know if you need it or not.
No, this should be fine. I have proof that we're on Skype, so.
Okay, no problem.
All right, so thank you again for being willing to do this for me. I greatly appreciate it.
No problem.
And then I've written up a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you, and then I'd also just like to get your predictions and advice on the future of online marketing, and really any information you'd like to share with me about that. Um,
Okay.
do you want me to start with questions, or do you want to start?
Yeah, let's do the questions.
Okay. Um, so I was looking at your LinkedIn profile and I noticed that the companies you've worked for the last 7 years have been ones that you've either created or helped create. And I was just wondering what drove you to create these businesses, and especially their blogging focus.
Yeah, so I created them all. Like I only never had my own businesses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much just a desire for not having a 9 to 5 was the initial goal. Never needing a job and not having to wake up to an alarm and
Yeah.
being in control of my time and making having no cap on my income potential beyond how hard I work. So
Okay.
those are the sort of the basics. But yeah, freedom and control.
Okay.
In terms of the blogging side, that came a little bit later, and it was a marketing experiment, to be honest, to begin with, just as a way to get traffic to an editing company I was running. And I discovered I love writing. I loved having a community, and because I started blogging so early, I was able to take a sort of leadership position in the teaching people how to make money from blogging
Okay.
area. So because of that, it sort of made sense to build a business around that. And I sold off pretty much everything else I was doing, and
Nice.
you know went 100% into blogging, and I've been doing that for the last 10 years.
Nice. That sounds really exciting, actually. Um, That's really cool that you've been able to do that. It's one of the things that I would really like to do is create my own business and actually enjoy what I'm doing. But we'll see how that goes.
Finish
Um,
studying first.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I'm close. I'm almost there. Um, and so I did a little bit of research and I found your blog sales model. Could you just briefly explain that, mostly for the benefit of the other kids in my class who will be watching this video?
Sure. So it's basically a business model based on two things, or three things. It's your blog as a hub for getting attention, for connecting pretty much with every single platform online. So whether
Okay.
you're doing podcasting or social media, or even apps and Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn, whatever you're doing, you're driving traffic back to a blog.
Hmm.
And then from there, you're trying to actually funnel people into what's called a targeted email list,
Hmm.
which is designed to give people very specific information to solve a specific problem. And that's free, that's helpful, that's
Hmm.
guiding them, giving them advice. But it also leads to some kind of product or service to offer.
Okay.
So you might think of it as like a wide net, the top of the funnel, which is trying to capture as much targeted people as you can,
Hmm.
and then bringing them onto an even more targeted email list, and then offering a very targeted product. And
Okay.
then the funnel aspect, that's what's called the back end, is when you actually offer higher priced products to the very, very few amount of customers who want everything they can get from you.
Yeah.
So, you might have a $50 ebook, which you have hundreds or thousands of people buy, all the way down to maybe a $10,000, year-long coaching program, but you only have 20 people buy that. So
Okay.
that's kind of in summary, how the funnel works.
Okay. Cool. So I know there's some target marketing in there, trying to get people to the targeted email list. So, how do you think target marketing will evolve with the increase in technology syncs with social media? Like, you can use your Xbox One to watch Netflix, to go on Facebook, to go on YouTube, Pandora. PlayStations do this. You can watch TV online now, and you get targeted ads based on what you've liked on Facebook. Um, how do you think that will evolve, and do you think it's a good or a bad thing?
You mean the level of targeting we can have now, like with Big Brother issues?
Yeah.
um, I've always been on the side targeting being a good thing in the sense
Okay.
that you advertising becomes less intrusive when it's more interesting.
Mhm.
I think the best or the worst example is watching TV. You're seeing so many ads that just you don't care about.
Yeah.
But if you're on a very targeted YouTube video and it shows an ad that's for the product that's being used in the video,
Mhm.
that makes a lot of sense. It's not
Mhm.
quite there yet.
Yeah.
In terms of the intrusiveness, one of those things. As long as you have an opt-out method,
Mhm.
if you can't get away from the targeting, if the ad follows you everywhere and there's no way for you to stop, then that's obviously an issue. But you've always got choice to participate. You don't
Yeah.
have to use these platforms if you don't want to. So sometimes just the price you pay, especially given so much of it's free, right? This is
Yeah. Yeah.
what we're getting for free is because we have the advertising supporting the companies that provide the services. So that's just the way the economy works at the moment. So
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of advertising myself, but that's just how it works for most of the biggest sites. Google, Facebook, they're all advertise driven.
Yeah, that's true, unfortunately. It's all you see now is the first top 3 results are ads.
Yeah, and that's not going to change. And
Yeah.
I mean, the advertising industry is huge, so I don't think they're going to change things. And someone has to come up with a better way of doing things. I'm not sure.
I would agree. I think there's definitely better ways to do things. Um, so, in regards to your blog sales model, do you think that the way that technology is evolving and the way that you attract people and what people are interested in and privacy settings and marketing techniques as they change in the future, do you think that'll affect your blog sales model? I mean, it sounds pretty secure, but is there anything that you think might affect it?
Well, the thing that's affected everything has just been the increasing amount of content,
Mm-hmm.
increasing amount of platforms. So, when I started, I was using, I still do use email.
Hi.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
In a tunnel. Um, yeah, I was just saying whether the blog sales funnel model would become less effective
Mm-hmm.
and has become less effective in regards to people not paying as much attention to email as they used to. We used to
Yeah.
think email was cool and every email was exciting, and nowadays, there's more spam than actual real emails.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of certain generations don't even, perhaps your generation, don't pay as much attention to email as you might to an Instagram or a Snapchat, right? So,
I think I'm
um,
abnormal for my generation, but I would say that most of us, my work relies on email, so unfortunately I'm always on it. But I would agree, a lot of us are Instagram and Facebook. It's no longer, hey, shoot me an email. It's, hey, Facebook message me. Like,
right.
get a hold of me that way.
Yeah, exactly. So, but it's kind of a two-edged sword. One level, you get less attention to certain things,
Mm-hmm.
but you also get all these new platforms that you can reach much larger audiences with.
Mm-hmm.
So, it creates more work. That's the only
Yeah.
downside is you suddenly got to not just write a blog, you also have to do a YouTube channel, create an Instagram, Periscope, and so on.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense, yeah. Do you enjoy going through all of those other channels? I mean, even though it is more work, is it something that you enjoy doing, or do you, I mean, not necessarily dread making a YouTube video, but is it something that you're not, or that you weren't comfortable with when you first started doing that?
Um, I enjoy them all. I think
Okay.
the biggest problem is capacity. You just can't do them all,
Yeah.
especially as an individual. So, I'd love to have brilliant videos, keep my podcast going, write an article a day for my blog,
Mm-hmm.
do a Periscope as well as 15 photos on Instagram, sharing them all on Pinterest, as well as Snapchatting my life away. But that's just not realistic.
Yeah.
If I want to also do things like create products and so on. And a lot of that doesn't necessarily give you a business outcome either. I think it's important to note if you're running a business, you've got to go where your customers are.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, like a lot of people in my industry, they don't even bother with everything we're talking about. They just run some Facebook ads to an email list, and then they run a webinar and sell a product. It's, no more complicated than that.
That's kind of nice. Simple.
Very simple.
Yeah. And then my last question. is so I was doing some research and I found Seth Godin's blog. And last year he said that marketing used to be what you say, now marketing is what you do, what you make, how you act, the choices you make when you are sure that no one is looking. And we've kind of already talked about this a little bit, but how do you apply this concept to your businesses and blogging and getting people interested in the content that you're posting?
It's funny you mentioned Seth Godin. I'm actually walking to a conference to hear him speak.
Oh,
So,
well,
good timing there. That's
nice.
why I'm in and out of tunnels here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, Seth has always been a big proponent of that personal brand social media style marketing where it's not really about shouting the message like it used to be, advertising billboards, movies, where you just um, send out as much content as you can, but not really having a two-way relationship with people.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like to think that blogging kicked this off. Okay? I give blogging a lot of credit. Even before the social media world, blogs were this place where an individual would have a two-way conversation with their readership, and they share personal things about their life,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where what your comment relates to. It's I could talk about my pet cat, and that can be a marketing message through
Yeah.
social media and blogging. Where there's no way you would have seen that. You would have Coca-Cola, the founder of Coca-Cola, talking about their pet cat as a way to advertise Coke, right?
Yeah, that's
It
true.
makes sense. But when you've got this sort of um, individual, personal brand, anyone like Michelle Fan on YouTube with her makeup, uh, certainly myself with my little tribe, we're all these little leaders leading little tribes, and of course that's a Seth Godin book as well, right?
Yeah.
And so I agree with that, but it's not. I don't think it's a case of one has replaced the other.
Okay.
It's just one has emerged. So you've got people like me and literally millions of people all around the world who are building their own little followings and selling products and services. I
Mm-hmm.
really like that. The Kevin Kelly, um, if you get a chance to find it, is an article about 1,000 true fans. Very
1,000
similar
true
to
fans. Okay.
tribes. Yeah, if you have a chance to read that article, it was very much similar concepts of tribes where,
Okay.
if you're a musician or a band, for example, it's no longer about having a hit single played on the radio. It's about getting this small online following of 1,000 people who spend at least $100 a year on your stuff, whether it's tickets to your conference or buying a T-shirt. But if you have 1,000 people spending $100, you're
Mm-hmm.
making a full-time income from your craft.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that happening, a lot of small fragmented businesses where
Okay.
that's different to the corporate world of mass broadcast advertising, branding, but they haven't replaced each other. There's certainly an overlap now. You've got all these big brands doing social media campaigns, but yes, it's not one hasn't replaced the other. We just have so many more options. That's just basically the difference.
Okay. I like that. And I mean, that's the end of my questions. Is there anything? What was that? Sorry.
No, I think we're just getting a bit of delay. Go ahead.
Oh, gotcha. That was the end of my questions. Do you have anything else that you would like to say about your predictions for the future of online marketing, content, anything, really anything that you use for your businesses? What do you think the future for that is?
Well, I keep getting asked whether the medium of blogging is going to die, or whether social media and so on is not going to be as effective. Um, I don't think that's going to change because we
Okay.
still use words, whether we say them or write them or say them in a video,
Mm-hmm.
written audio or text. Though that's not changing. There's certainly always a new platform that comes up. Periscope being the one I can think of as the most recent for my industry. I'm not really using it very much, but those people in my industry love it, are getting things going there.
Okay.
But there'll be something else 6 months from now. The platforms change as the technology changes.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're all mobile based, where when I started on the internet, there were no smartphones. So everything was desktop based and then laptop based, and now we're doing mobile based. So I
Yeah.
think the question more is, how we access the internet changes. So,
Okay.
we're going to have certain ways to consume content in our car,
Mhm.
in our house might change. There'll be content specifically for your fridge, which is wired to the internet.
Yeah.
And that's going to be something that's constantly evolving as the technology changes, how you consume content changes. But if you're like me and you're a content producer, that just means you can decide whether you want to start creating apps for fridges or not. As a
Yeah.
way to meet your market. I don't think it's mine, but if I was maybe a food blogger, I potentially would create a fridge app or something like that. So
Yeah.
that's how I see the future going. But like I said, it's not a fundamental shift to how we what we consume. We always consume content. It's
Mhm.
just the tools we use change.
Okay. I would definitely agree with that. I mean, I remember being on a desktop and my mother being like, "You need to get off the computer. I need to use the phone." And now, I've
Right.
got my iPad up with my questions for you. My laptop is Skyping you, and my phone is getting an email. So,
Yeah, and that's only been the last 5, 10 years. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, I remember when like iPads and Macs and all that first came out. I mean, that wasn't that long ago, and look how far we've gotten with it already. Um,
yeah, so the trick is what's next.
yeah, yeah. And I've seen some things that might be next, and
Probably holograms. That's what I would say.
yeah, I've seen little videos where you can make your phone into a hologram using like a special cone type thing, and it's really interesting. I'd be super curious to see if holograms become a thing and how that will be used to advertise, or even just how, with everything syncing lately, like I said, Xbox, PlayStation, all of that. A guy that came to one of our classes, Ryan Hansen, he owns Luminad. He was telling us that he thinks um, television, like just regular television, not even really connected to the internet, is going to start having better targeted ads, and that if we watch the same program, let's say football, you'll see a different ad than I'll see during the commercial break. And I'm curious how that's going to evolve with the different technology that comes out, and if it'll start syncing with, oh, these three people are in the same location. This person likes Lord of the Rings, this person likes Harry Potter. Let's advertise both, or let's advertise something that they might both like. So I'm definitely really interested to see where that goes. So I think it'll be an interesting journey.
Yeah, I agree with him in terms of the television ads,
Mm-hmm.
certainly knowing who you are. Because we get that on YouTube right now. I
Yeah.
see a different ad here in Canada than I saw when I was in Australia when I watched YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel it's still a long way to go. Like I still get ads on YouTube that have nothing to do with the
Yeah.
video content. It's broad. It's like a TV ad. So I think the problem here is there's just not enough companies that have the budgets to produce video advertising. And
Yeah.
that's where if you don't have the volume of different types of ad media, it works great on text. That's why you can get so many different Google ads.
Yeah.
So everyone can do that, but the video gets a little more complicated because of the technical issues. So I don't know. I'm still waiting for the social graph ads to happen, a bit more like like a Netflix recommendation engine where you watch
Mm-hmm.
this movie, so you should like this one. It'd be great if the ads were like that too, like you're watching TV
Yeah.
and you engage with this football ad. I'm going to show you another sport ad or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. So
That would be really cool. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's all I've got. If you've got anything else that you would like to say, I'm definitely all ears. If not, thank you very, very much for doing this interview for me. I really appreciate it. It's actually going to help me with a paper that I'm writing as well, so
no problem. Happy
works
to
out
help.
great. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome,
Um,
Courtney. I'm going to go watch that. So
well, enjoy. I hope it's a great conference.
thank you.
Yeah,
All right. Good luck. Bye
thanks.
bye.
Bye.